Yes guys, good morning ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the SOL YouTube channel where you join me pretty much in the exact same spot that I was in a month ago where I announced that my Ducati Lamborghini Diavel had arrived in the UK and was at Ducati Cambridge. Well today, I'm officially going to become the owner of that bike, one of 630 worldwide. I placed my deposit July last year, so it's 8 months in the making, and we've just got to wait a little bit longer because Audi have sent me a brand new Audi RS7 to test for the week, and while I'm patiently waiting for this car to turn up so that I can drive that up to Ducati Cambridge, collect the bike, sign the paperwork, and then I'm going to be following Ducati Cambridge's van down to NVN London, where that bike is going to temporarily reside. There are definitely some exhaust burbles coming, and this is a 2021 Audi RS7 with Quattro. Oh, that's aggressive. Oh, okay, slow down. This is a really fast car. It's a really big car. Inside, as you would expect from an Audi, it's beautiful. Got the right amount of screens, just looks super smart from the outside. I'm not sure I'm a fan of it. I don't know whether it's to do with the spec. I think if it was just all black, it would probably look meaner. I think there's silver little casings here and the Nardo grey with the silver wheels don't quite work, but who cares? I've got this for a week. And well, around Cambridge, you have some of the best roads that I think Southern England has to offer. I've mentioned it in a couple of videos, but when you've got these open roads like this and so much power and all of the grip, you just can't help but have an awesome time out here. It's kind of the same with this Diavel. Massive rear tyre, loads of power, an absolute monster that everyone says the first time I accelerate, my hands are going to come off the handlebars. So I'm really looking forward to ownership. Oh, we meet again. Ducati Cambridge, this time in the RS7, not the GTR, although Quattro, loads of power, bit more tech inside. I was going to compare it to the GTR, but this, check it out, it is an absolute beast. Not sure the silver wheels and all of the silver go with the Nardo grey. I don't know whether it needs a darker colour because from the side on it looks quite big, but there is the bike that today isn't quite coming home with me, but at least it's leaving Ducati Cambridge. Finally, after 1 month waiting until March for the new registration, this bike is headed to NVN London where it is going to get PPF'd, and when we get down there I will show you in more detail about what makes that so special, because actually the guys at Cambridge have lined up an all black Diavel here, so that right there, not the best shot, is this, but this has got a whole lot more carbon fibre. It's got a special exhaust system. It is all inspired by the Lamborghini Cyan, and we've got the 63 here, Diavel Lamborghini, and also the Lamborghini badge up here. But it is a spaceship. It is a spaceship. It is a piece of art, and I need to head inside, or actually no, these guys in here need to come out so that I can sign the paperwork. I can imagine we can do this on the bench right there. Sign the paperwork. I'm then the official owner, the first out of Ducati Cambridge, of a Ducati Diavel Lamborghini. don't know how we've managed this, but we've got the perfect lighting for you to see the Diavel Lamborghini in all of its glory. It is literally like artwork. This is, by the way, the first time that I'm actually sat on the bike, and it's all starting to hit home a little bit that this is now my bike, and whilst I can't ride it, the fact that I can just sit on it is cool enough. But now that it's down at NVN London, I want to take you on a little bit of an in-depth tour as to what makes this special in comparison to a standard Diavel, and where the Lamborghini inspiration comes from the Lamborghini Cyan into this bike. And yeah, I'm never going to drop the bike. Maybe I'll... No, I'm never going to drop the bike. I don't want to jinx it. But I'm just looking in the screen of what that camera is, and I just cannot get over how perfect the colorway is. This is Verde Gia, the paintwork, and actually underneath the paint is all carbon fiber panels as well. So Ducati and Lamborghini have properly gone to town with the design of this car, and actually, yeah, carbon fiber underneath the paint. Now, with all of this exposed carbon, and obviously all of the carbon panels here with the forged aluminium wheels, which are hands down one of my favorite bits about the car. The rear wheel is so cool, so big and chunky, but the fact that they've gone to that detail of making such a beautiful wheel, we get a weight saving of 1 kilogram. But seeing as this only weighs 246 kilograms as a curb weight and has 162 brake horsepower, those figures are fairly standard for the Diavel. It makes it the fastest accelerating Ducati, also I'm told, based on the wheelbase and how fat the rear tyre is. This also has a launch control, which I guarantee I will never be using, but fundamentally it is one of, Ducati Cambridge say it is, the fastest accelerating Ducati. Now, when you work your way to the back of the bike, these are some of my favorite parts, and there's actually something quite interesting about the exhaust down here. This is a completely bespoke Lamborghini inspired carbon fiber exhaust system. Now, what that means is if I was going to change the exhaust, which I've actually had quite a lot of Instagram DMs about changing the exhaust on the Diavel so that it sounds even fruitier, if I was to do that, then I would lose out on all of this beautiful carbon fiber down here. So I think for the first time ever, I'm not going to change the exhaust on something that I own, and I'm not going to straight pipe it, which is a little bit sad. But actually, when you look at the wheel, all of this carbon fiber, the seat here has got the Lamborghini inspired designs. You've also got rose gold Diavel down here, and actually underneath the seat, you've got all of this beautiful sculpted rose gold, as if it's aerodynamically doing stuff. I don't actually know whether it is, but it looks amazing. And normally, you have the number plate here, which obviously affects what you get to see in all of this section here, but the fact that the number plate sits on the rear wheel there means that all of this is exposed, and the spec of this is absolutely perfect. When I put my deposit down back in July last year, I had no idea what it was going to look like. Obviously, I loved how the Diavel looked, and I knew that Ducati were never going to get that wrong, or they were never going to change it. Obviously, we've had the slightly new designs up here for the air intakes, but fundamentally, it's a standard Diavel, but they've gone to town on the design, the Lamborghini-inspired design all over the bike, and the fact that it is in this paintwork and actually shares a lot of design to the Lamborghini Cyan. I had no idea what Lamborghini they were going to attach it to, whether it was the SVJ, the Hurricane STO. So the fact that it is the Lamborghini hypercar, and it's obviously a Ducati in the Diavel shape, it is the most perfect bike. If I was to dream up my dream motorbike, this is it. That is what you call a successful, quick delivery. And now I'm heading back in the RS7. Try not to crash into that quite stunning 812 Supercars. I've got some cool cars in there. There are obviously some hypercars we're not allowed to film, so I thought I'd better not even just take my camera in. So I've left the bike in the Timothy Alton Lounge. It looks quite good. You'd have probably seen some photos on my Instagram story of the bike in there. And well, what an amazing day to collect the bike. It's now mine, even though NVN have got the key and the bike. But you'd be surprised at how many people buy cars and before even taking delivery of them, send them down to NVN to get a full PPF before they go out and drive their cars. There are so many cars in there with delivery miles the customer's not even seen before they then collect them. So technically, I've just joined that initial process of taking the bike from Cambridge, the dealership, to NVN. That's where most of the cars come from, straight from the dealership, straight from the manufacturer. But obviously wanted to document and actually collect. I needed to sign the paperwork too up at Cambridge. So it is all done. I have got that bike. I am the owner of one of 630 Lamborghini Diavels in what is hands down just the coolest looking bike I think I've ever seen. So I can't believe that I'm the owner of it. And just frustratingly now, I've got to get out of North London. I've got about half an hour to get back before I have to jump on a Friday afternoon Zoom call. Oh, the fun. But ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you've enjoyed an insight into me collecting that bike, even though I didn't ride it. Just to see it in different lights, different surroundings, was amazing, and it looks stunning. It is such a beautiful bike. I will leave it there, guys. Take care. Thank you very much for all of your support and tuning into all of my videos. I will see you soon. This is 0 miles an hour. I'm in dynamic mode. What's the point? Bye, guys.